one of my very first showcases that I ever did as an agent, and I cannot thank you enough for always bringing quality
Talent
actors.
I met through you was wonderful, prepared, gifted, interesting, with great scenes and great readers, and I knew then that one-on-one was a special place.
The gold standard in the industry is an even bigger deal.
Like the first place that I found community out
Years of helping actors grow and make amazing industry connections.
Thank you, one-on-one, next level.
Happy birthday, one-on-one. Happy birthday to you.
Biggest part of life that we're all searching for and yearning for are those things we can't touch. So it's one thing to have the platform. Actors are being able to put their work and learn from some of the incredible people in our business, but also because you're in an environment that's so comfortable, professional, and you're meeting the industry and at the same time meeting like-minded actors who are serious about what they do. So I say magic happens. And that was always the goal. Then to actually see it happen again and again, it's been a beautiful ride. One would have met me 30 years ago and said, that guy's a businessman. I've never been. If there was, like 200 people in my class, I probably graduated 199th. One thing led to another, and I was an actor, and I had to face the fact that I didn't believe in myself. And if you don't believe in yourself, then how can you do it? But I really wanted to stay in the business. From growing up, I always wanted to be part of this business because there was a lot of chaos in my family environment. But the one thing that was my salvation was being able to watch an actor on a screen that would make me disappear and go to another planet or go to another land, country, or household. And to be part of the Cleaver family, or, being able to escape and feel like there's a world out there. When the first action to start one-on-one came into being, I had managers and agents sitting down with me and telling me, you should not waste your time. This is not going to work. Do something else. And because I felt it. I felt that this was something I really wanted to do for the first time in my life. I did not take no for an answer. And the only reason I tell you this story is because I feel like actors always are getting stories about why they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. And meanwhile, they're developing some of the most incredible friendships because it's not like working at a job that you don't like and being at the water cooler, counting the hours down till the weekend. You love what you do. Meanwhile, so many people are telling you why you can't do it. So breaking through and when you have that thing that you just know you should be doing, I really feel like I'm living proof of something always happened when a wall appeared that opened up, where the next step always came into being. But 30 years has been a long road. I got it to a certain place, and the magic has just been incredible. Another business associate said to me, a good businessman, they eventually find someone that can do an even better job than they can. And so I did. I found someone. It was a long journey, but I found someone who really believed in the business like I did. Brian came into my life, and boom, he's now taking the business to a level where I only dreamed about. But when you initiate something as an actor or a business person or whatever, and you believe in it and it's doing something good for others, I really do feel like the right people come into play. And if it's meant to happen, it really does happen. But the belief has to be there in the beginning. Marriages have happened. A lot of success has happened. Careers have been born. Casting directors have loved being able to leave their job and come and escape an environment where they couldn't do certain things in the casting room that they can in the classroom, and actually being able to teach actors something that you cannot get in college or at any good conservatory, because mostly you're getting taught by ex-actors who couldn't make it themselves, as opposed to getting material that's being assigned to you from people who are doing this every day. It's just not happening at your top acting schools in the country. Not to take anything away from them, but there is a place for next level one-on-one that really goes beyond a good acting program. Some of the teachers that have taught over the years for next level one-on-one, they're the ones responsible for rounding up some of the most incredible talent there is in New York and LA and Atlanta and all across the country. And for them to come here and then start to mention how they can't really see it. They just know when they come, they feel a different feeling. They love teaching in this environment. It is the greatest feeling in the world, and some of the relationships that I've had the privilege of being able to develop.
What I enjoy most about my position is the fact that I get to work with our hardworking and talented teams in New York, LA, and frankly all around the country with our remote staff. I just love flying back and forth. When I fly to New York and I step into our New York studio, just seeing the great energy there of our actors, of our industry instructors, and of our staff. And then when I fly back to LA, I get to see that great energy here once again. In fact, our LA space was my project of summer 2020. The hard work of our team has allowed us to expand on both coasts, but Next Level was really ready for a new physical space. I basically was like a construction supervisor that summer. I'm really proud of the fact that we were able to organize and curate numerous special programs throughout the year in LA, New York, Atlanta, and online that cater to the different goals and needs of our members. Whether it's a 3-week-long special program or it's like a single night class format, every detail is paid attention to. We never rush into anything. In fact, I remember our inaugural Atlanta and New York trips, like the amount of meetings and phone calls and lunches and strategy sessions that went into it. I think our Atlanta trip actually took me like a year's worth of planning. And I remember vividly, I was at Costco getting gas, and I had a moment of like whether we were gonna pull this thing off or not. It's difficult launching like a brand new program. We never like to do things where we think it's not going to be beneficial for our members. I'm really proud of the fact that the studio is able to hold sometimes weekend long or 2 or 3 week long special programs in numerous locations for the benefit of our actors and our members.
I started at Next Level over in LA as a classroom monitor, and now I'm in the New York City office. And I think one of the funny things that happened when I first started working here is I got to see my desk, which is right here, and right out the window was the Empire State Building. And I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, wow, I work in Manhattan and I can see the Empire State Building every time I turn around. And then a couple months later, it was just construction, and then we were not in person for a year, and I come back and it's just a big giant building, and I don't know what it is. But it's still, so great to be in this environment, and everybody in New York is just some of the coolest people. I just want to share that, being in New York City, I will mention that I work at one-on-one, and more often than not, an actor will say, oh wow, you work there? I got my first agent there, and it really helped launch my career. And that was 10 years ago. Really making an impact on people's lives and careers every day, and it's really special to be around.
Of those 30 years, I've officially been with One-on-One now for 10 years. It is a privilege and a gift that I don't take lightly. I'm so grateful to have been a part of this community for so long. And the thing that I really wanted to share with you, Mark, and with all One-on-One staff, that I started off in 2012 as a night monitor in New York. And I was very young. I was very sort of fresh to the world, to the industry. After 10 years, I have accumulated so many small moments, like in my time in New York and now here in LA as well. What I find really special about One-on-One Next Level is that it truly has become this hub space for actors and for industry to sort of coexist, and it has felt in many ways sort of like a safe space and a place where friendships are sort of encouraged, where you can kind of like check in with other creatives, other actors, and network. It truly is what it is. And I have all these memories of my time in New York where I was closing down the studio and I'd look out a window and see dancers across the street rehearsing around 10 p.m. just kind of getting ready for some show that they're working on. And that to me is very indicative of what it felt like to always be in the studio with other actors, watching them in the lobby, sort of run through their material. There was so much laughter and tears shared in that lobby. And when I moved to LA and I got to see the new space here as well, I was so happy in a post-COVID world to see classes come back in person and to be a part of that. And I mean, there's nothing like palm trees and there's nothing like the weather out in LA, but truly it just also has carried that same energy of just great actors and people who sort of become your network and your friends. This is basically what I love the most about being a part of One-on-One Next Level. It's just the sense of community that has kind of kept me going.
Was your first student on 72nd Street. It's really impressive how far One-on-One has come. And for me personally, I got my very first voiceover agent because of One-on-One. Elena Berger. She called me up the next day and my voiceover career took off. And that is thanks to you and One-on-One and, all the things that came to my life after that, and a great friendship with Elena and all my friends at ICM, and, straight on through to today to co-founding Connectipod, where we work with kids and work with them with audio projects.
We had so many memories together there. It's just like, there are so many that it's like hard to pick one, but like some of the big things that we did together at One-on-One, like moving locations from the small, like walk up, converted apartments to the big studio that you're at now. Going to LA for the first time and getting that whole trip organized, going to Sundance and watching movie after movie and meeting directors. Those were just like some really incredible experiences that I had at One-on-One, not to mention lifelong friendships and just like the overall inspiration of watching you grow.
I can't believe you have been around for 30 years. Happy birthday. I have so many great memories from being at One-on-One in those studios and working with the actors and the casting directors and managers and agents and all of those things. I think one of the biggest takeaways that I have 12 years after I stopped working there are all the connections that I made, friends that I made, professional connections, and literally just being with those people within the industry, not only working and helping actors, but understanding the ins and outs of the agents and the managers and how much so many of them really care about advancing the careers of the people that they work with. And that is one of the things that I absolutely took away from my time at One-on-One, above and beyond, of course, all of the friends that I still have from working there and being with the actors.
One-on-One Next Level is the only studio I choose to teach at because of how they take care of their actors. It's about the work and nothing else. I'm blessed to do what I do. That's why I do your class. That's why I do that class, because I really feel it's my obligation to send the elevator down. And I cast, I've done play readings, I've done pilots where I cast people from your class. I love it. I love using, and I don't do it. I do it because they're good. I do it because they come in and win the role. I don't do it as a favor. I tell people that. I said, I like using the people that I worked with. And if somebody's good, because I know the pain that they feel. I know what it's like to sit in that lonely, that run-down bullshit hotel and eat pasta and tuna fish and just feel in your head, in your voice, there's a voice in you saying, I could do this. I could do this. If someone would just give me a chance, I could do this. So when I teach the kids, and I call them kids, they're not kids, they're my age, some of them even my age. When I teach the actors, men and women, not only do I teach them how to audition, I teach them how to have a strong mind. And I tell them, I always, and for people who listen, you know, I don't get paid to talk about one-on-one. Nobody pays me to brag about it, but I always tell people that your place is an important place for these actors to go. And I tell them with that. And here's something that you should tell them is here's the deal. And here's what I tell actors. And they go, Chaz, what's the key? I said, look, 85, 90% of life is showing up. You got to show up. I said, so places like one-on-one, here's the deal. Network is net worth. Period.
I love it.
That's the deal. Network is net worth. The more you network, the more your net worth will grow. Period.
Wow. Unbelievable. That is genius. Thank you.
That is the deal. No one is going to knock on your door. If Brian's an actor, no one's going to knock on Brian's door and say, hey, Brian, I heard you're an actor. Look, I got this part. Why don't you come on down and read it? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Do everything you can do. Go on podcasts, record yourself, get out there, meet people. I know I always tell people, take my class. You don't have to take my class, take somebody else's class. But get out there. All the casting directors you have there, you have directors there, you have all these people, producers. Get out there in front of them. Is every one of them going to turn up to be something? Of course not. But you never know. You never know.
I'm thrilled by young people, by their energy, by their exploration, by their passion, and the fact that, man, when one of them breaks through, you know, so he says, oh, hell, I get it. You go, yes! It's so thrilling. And very sweet to hear back saying, you know, 2 years ago I worked with you and I've got this role now and I'm going to be brave. And you go, yes, please.
Happy birthday, everyone at One-on-One and Next Level. It's been a pleasure working with you and meeting actors at your spaces, both in New York and LA. Wow, big milestone. Congratulations.
Mwah. Happy birthday. The talent you guys find. You guys, I don't know how you do it, but you find unrepresented talent. You find underrepresented talent. People who show up just because they want to work out. They want to dive deeper into their craft. They want to demystify the secrets of the business, but they show up fully. And the actors at One-on-One and Next Level are why I keep coming back time and time again, and will for as long as you'll have me. And then something also remarkable happened during the pandy, as I like to call it, when everything shut down, which was watching the classes take a different form and watching everyone show up after being isolated and the world stopping and showing up to support each other, the love, the community. Everyone was sharing their tips on self-taping, on tech. All of a sudden, everyone came together in love and everyone was telling their stories of isolation and loss, and just the support proved once again that One-on-One is more than a workshop. It's more than about watching and being seen. It's about community. And I will forever be grateful to you all, everybody involved, for that. I love you guys. And you demonstrate over and over again that we are all deserving. We are all worthy.
30 years. I first started coming to one-on-one as an actor over 20 years ago. And now for the last 12 or so years, I've been coming as an agent. It's been really exciting for me to see the talent that I've signed from one-on-one events and, you know, watching them on TV now and seeing them on Broadway. I always know that if I come to one of your events or classes, that it's always going to be high quality talent. So thank you for always inviting me.
Thank you for introducing me to some of the best talent in the city. Anytime I want to go to meet some of the best actors in New York, I go to one-on-one. I remember the top of the pandemic was a bit of a hard time for me. I just launched a new company, didn't really have a lot of clients. And I remember reaching out to you guys and just being like, hey, if you do any virtual panels during the pandemic, please have me. Just started this company. And you guys reached back out to me right away. And I really appreciate the email and getting some words of encouragement from you all. And then also, flash forward, I had a few actors who I met with years ago at one-on-one that heard about me starting a new company and representing talent, and they reached out to me. And it's been such a pleasure working with these two amazing actors that I met through one-on-one years back. So thank you for everything that you guys do. We really appreciate and value all the work that you all do to support us as industry leaders and to also connect us with the talent that we're looking for.
Woo! 30 years. That's a really long time. Congratulations, you guys. I'm so impressed with you. And, you know, I don't have time to teach a lot. I stay busy, thankfully. But Brian reached out to me with this personal video message, just so I wouldn't think he was some kind of weirdo or something, that he was professional. And you guys certainly are. Again, I am so impressed. You're very organized. You're very professional. You make it easy for us to jump in there and do this. And your students, you send us really great students from New Mexico to Old Mexico to work with, and I truly hope I get to cast some of them someday. They're just wonderful.
I have enjoyed teaching here over 10 years now, and one of the reasons this is the only place I teach other than established educational systems is because the actors that I've had in my classes have been phenomenal, thanks to your screening process, and I've been able to not only enjoy classes with some real professional actors, but also use some of those for our readers, and also have ended up casting several of my people that I've had in classes over the years. So it's been an incredible journey for me.
Happy 30th birthday, one-on-one from Headline Talent Agency. We just want to say thank you so much to one-on-one. It's been a pleasure working with you guys over the years. One of the things that we love the most is that when we've been looking for talent to add to our roster, we have actually found talent at one-on-one, and we still work with them today, and we know that wouldn't have been possible without you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything you have done and continue to do for us, for managers, casting directors, and for all the actors that are in New York City. You guys are truly one of a kind.
Happy birthday, one-on-one. 30th birthday. You don't look a day over 21.
Hey everyone, this is David Caproliotis, Dave Cap, and I wanted to send this quick email to wish one-on-one, Mark and Brian and everybody over there a very, very, very happy 30th birthday. Getting to 30 is not an easy task, as I think we all know. I've been working with Mark and one-on-one for about 20 years and have had only awesome experiences. I've loved meeting their actors over the years, the actors that they have championed, have facilitated putting in my classes, and have been particularly impressed over the past 2.5 years with how they have pivoted to accommodate the times, obviously the pandemic, and keep actors and casting directors connected during this time, to keep us all connected during this time. They were truly my lifeblood for the first year of the pandemic, when theater was, as we all know, in tough shape. Kept me plugged in, kept me holistically, spiritually, physically, actually, fiscally, everything going. And so I thank them for that and for their years of dedication to the next 30 and infinity.
I've been involved in one-on-one as an instructor for probably over 15 years. Love this company, love Mark and his staff, and always looking forward to the next session because I feel like some of the best actors I've ever met come through here. Thank you so much.
I remember I found Chloe Feynman, I think 10 years ago from one of the showcases out here, and she's on SNL now doing amazing. I've always found your showcases and classes very well run, and I've always appreciated that. And cheers to another 30 years of helping the next generation of storytellers and change makers.
Thank you so much for all the goodness that you're doing for all the actors out there and connecting them with casting directors, agents, managers, you name it. You're the best in the business.
I love working here. I don't work anywhere else. I've tried, I've dated other people. I'm now exclusive to one-on-one. I love being able to meet new talent. And if I can't sign you, at least you're going to walk out of a class of mine with some maybe little piece of information or a little shift in a perspective that could help you in the future.
I can honestly say that one-on-one has the best and the most consistent talent to any showcase that I've ever gone to and continue to go to. So I just want to say congratulations. Another great fact is that our last few signings from one-on-one all have booked usually within the first 2 to 3 weeks that we end up signing them. So I love one-on-one. Brian is like the absolute best, and everyone that is helping him while he's doing his thing, everyone is absolutely phenomenal. It feels like a true family. And now when they make their Atlanta trip, everyone feels like it's a big family or community atmosphere. So all of that makes it feel warm and welcoming.
So happy that you guys invited us to be part of what you guys got going on. Man, you guys have showed us some great talent.
We had no idea we were going to actually be interested in signing anybody. We did this because, during the pandemic, we couldn't get out much, and we were, this is a way for us to kind of help actors. And we ended up taking, I'd say, probably about a dozen at this point.
Yeah, at this point, probably a dozen, and at least half of those have already booked.
Oh, yeah. Movies,
multiple projects. So.
Movies, TV shows, series, and they are part of the family now. So you guys, we didn't think we were going to take any. We didn't have any,
we didn't have any preconceptions or plans to really go after signing people. We more or less did this to see what's out there, because we normally attend live functions. Actors will ask us to go see them in a show or something, and we get out and do that. But during the pandemic, we couldn't do that, and we were approached with this opportunity. So we said, well, okay, that'll give us a chance to see what's out there, who's out there, who's doing what. And wow, I mean, just the level of talent you guys keep bringing to us.
Well, one in particular, he did one-on-one for Landrum, 3 times?
Yeah, I think 3 times.
And then the third time, it might have even been 4. We ended up signing him, and he booked 3 things in a row.
He booked 3 things in a row within probably the first 45 days after signing.
It was insanity. So
everybody fell in love with it.
Persistence pays off. I just want to thank you guys for this program. We don't take part in a lot of these. You're not going to see Landrum all over the place as far as taking part in all these. We try to stay for the ones that are just, more upper tier, the higher quality, and those that really take care of actors.
Congrats to you guys for all the awesome clients that you bring us. We just signed somebody from you guys who here in Atlanta just booked a major role in a superhero movie. I knew the second I saw that guy. I was like, that guy belongs in Marvel. Thank you for helping me find him. I look forward to many more successful adventures together.
Happy anniversary, one-on-one. 30 years. Mark and Brian, you are the best in the business. You are unparalleled. That's why I've been with you for 27 years of those 30 years. Much love to you.
The company has grown, the space has improved, but what hasn't changed is the positive experience at one-on-one. The actors are always professional and bookable. The staff is always on the ball. Thank you for my 20 years with you of meeting such incredible actors that I've gone on to audition and cast. And cheers to 30 years of one-on-one.
Thank you for 30 amazing years. I wasn't here for most of them, but I've been here for a few now. And I'm here right now. How crazy is that? The class just left, but we had a really lovely time. As always, love working with the actors that you guys bring in. There's such quality talent and such fun, interesting, unique people that you have coming through your doors, and we really appreciate everything you do.
I have been so proud to be part of both the one-on-one and next level community. Actually, even though I was based in Los Angeles, the first time I taught for this wonderful group that just loves actors so much and supports their growth and their success in terms of booking projects, was when I came to New York to do a big sitcom class. And I have to say, because I'm just doing a little bragging rights, Amy Landecker was part of that class. And I remember at the end, I think I had an extra ticket for a Broadway show that night, and we decided to go together. And I said, I think you might do well in LA. And lo and behold, she came out and she was doing a Tracy Letts play and stayed and booked Transparent, and the rest is history. But there are so many success stories from your wonderful organization, which just by the fact that you use cameras really, really is a fabulous tool for actors to learn. So I just want to say, well done, congratulations, thank you for including me, thank you for allowing me to share my love of craft and excellence, and training or not just training, but also helping the training of and augmenting the training of already wonderful actors who come to your doors and leave feeling good about themselves and about the growth they have done.
One-on-one has been like a second home to me since I've lived here, and I've just loved working at One-on-One. I always have a fantastic experience. I always see amazing actors, and I have so much respect and admiration for this company. I can't believe it's been 30 years. I've been a teacher at One-on-One since One-on-One was in the building on 23rd Street, and walking up those stairs in that building, I'll never forget it. It was like just such an amazing place to go. And now being in your newer space, which you've been in now for a while, but you've just moved up in the world so much, and the way that One-on-One has handled the pandemic, I also am just I've been amazed by how valuable and how respectful you've been to the actors and to the industry people who work with and for you through this whole time.
What I can say is One-on-One is one of the most valuable spaces I have ever had the honor to inhabit. An amazing staff that are capable of juggling 1,000 things for 1,000 people and still smile and be great to be around and at least seem calm, which is great. The most amazing talent. I've met incredible people there that I still work with to this day. I've forged relationships there that I still treasure.
You guys are so amazing. Like the actors, I don't know how you find them, but you guys have the greatest group of actors, and they're adults and they're mature and they're game and they show up. It's really, really, really fun.
I've been teaching here for so many years, decades, and it's been amazing to kind of see the organization evolve, and it's one of my favorite places to meet new actors because the quality of the talent here is so good. I love the relationships that I have formed by being part of this organization, and so many wonderful actors.
Years for you means 30 years of community for us, the actors, and for that I am most appreciative. I've been taking classes and reading and now hosting for one-on-one since probably 2017, and that community was never more clear than it was in 2020. You know, height of the pandemic, the one-on-one community from all over the world are the people that I saw every single day, communicated with damn near every single day. And now it's gotten to the point, as things have kind of opened up more, that whether I'm in LA, whether I'm in New York, whether I'm spending time in Atlanta, I have friends everywhere. These are people that I hang with, get Zoom time with outside of class, read with, have gone to bars with, worked with, people producing their own stuff and sort of, you know, networking across lines. It truly is a community. I got a friend in Spain now that I'm probably going to go hang out with as soon as I can get a ticket together. One-on-one has been exactly what you would expect, a community of highly talented, like-minded actors, and it is really an honor to be part of that. So I am grateful, and happy birthday to you, One-on-One.
One of my favorite memories is Mark went to Sundance one year and he brought back some pretty extraordinary young filmmakers, two of whom were the Duplass brothers, Ryan Fleck. I don't think he had partnered with Anna Boden at that point, but Ryan Fleck was there. I just remember these guys were young, relatively my age, and feeling like, okay, you know, these guys are going to be around. I want to be in the room with them. And the fact that Mark was able to recruit them for a night and we could all get together and have fun was, you know, it meant the world to a young actor hoping to one day call himself a professional actor. And I got to say, you know, thanks to classes like that, here I am on location in Hawaii, working on an episode of NCIS Hawaii. It's a great living, man.
Let me tell you, I love getting all these different casting directors' perspectives and seeing the different ways they teach and how they pull things out of actors. Like one of my favorite things is to see an actor come in, they give the read, and it's not bad, but you can tell they are holding something back. And then the casting director gives them a little tweak here, and they come alive and they shine.
I'm a member of One-on-One NYC, and I have to thank One-on-One. Because of them, I have to have all these ring lights because the auditions are coming in. And because of them, I learned different techniques to book roles. You know, it's a numbers game. You just do the auditions without attachment to outcome. And because of them, I'm starring in a movie, a feature film. I'm heading out to Texas in a few days, and I had to pinch myself. I can't believe it. It's just, but you know what? No, I can believe it because through hard work and through the support of all the teachers and, you know, the casting directors and the directors that they, you know, have run their workshops, I learned all these different tools, and I've taken hundreds of classes, and it pays off. Trust me, I'm only in this a few years. I have a few movies in the can. I'm about to be a star in one of them. My kids are ecstatic over it. I'm ecstatic over it. But because of One-on-One, I had to buy all these ring lights. I mean, auditions, I keep one in my trunk of my car. I can't thank One-on-One enough. There's no cue cards. They're not telling me to say this. You know, I can't read a teleprompter anyway. It would be much slower than this, but thank you so much.
One-on-One staff, love y'all. You rock. So not only have I met wonderful casting directors, producers, writers, directors through the workshops, but I've also met some really amazing, lovely actors. So some of the fun stuff that's happened after workshops, I've had some amazing auditions that didn't go my way, but still had amazing auditions with great feedback. Last year, I booked my very first series regular. It was for a really cool Melrose-y type web series that was so well written, and then lockdown happened. So we didn't get to film it, but here's to it coming back. And then earlier this year, I booked 2 co-stars back to back. I actually only ended up getting to do one of them because of a schedule change and quarantine schedule and all the things. But the show that I did get to book, or I did get to shoot, it was with a production company that has literally been on my vision board for years. And the director, who I had done a workshop with twice, he was there and he had such lovely words to say, which was really inspiring. And then earlier this month, I was pinned for my favorite show, and it was with The Office that I had booked the co-star that I didn't get to do, and I had just done a workshop with a different casting director. It didn't go my way, but still a win.
I just wanted to take a moment to kind of trace my origin story with One-on-One, and that begins 3 years ago when I was at a low point. I felt like I was treading water. I was self-submitting, didn't have a rep, and was wondering, what am I doing here? Do I have a place here? I loved the work, but the work wasn't coming and it felt totally out of my reach. So at that point, I started looking at other things and was just waiting to put tuition down on a program that was gonna help me pivot out of it when I heard through the grapevine about the LA trip with One-on-One. And even though I kind of emotionally divested or tried to, I thought, okay, this will be my last hurrah just to see how it goes, and then on to greener and more forgiving pastures. So the weekend rolls around and I have pretty much zero expectations for the LA trip. And I leave floored because coming out of the CD workshops and the agent panels, I felt like I had a place here. The imposter syndrome was gone, and that alone was just enough for me to feel like it was worthwhile. But on top of that, I also signed with my first agent and met these 2 CDs whom I developed these relationships with and started planting this garden of sorts that it just showed that the work was within reach. And it was so nice to feel like it was in my power to be able to actually affect some change in my career. So that's to say, if you're feeling one of those moments where you don't know what's next or how to take charge, like, this is a tool. Take advantage of it. In the immortal words of Michelle Tanner, you got it, dude.
This is very authentic. I am so grateful. I just did the Atlanta trip. I had such an overwhelming positive response and experience, and just being in this business for so long, coming back after a while. You know, it's wonderful when your friends tell you you're so talented and, oh, I see you on this and you should have this. But when someone in the industry does not concur, you can question that. And so for me, the Atlanta trip was the answer to that question. Like, okay, I either need to regroup and do something different, or am I blowing smoke up my own proverbial ass? And yeah, it was a resounding, no, you're not blowing smoke. And yes, you need to continue to work. And I am so grateful. I had a response from 4 agents. I just signed with Smith Young and I'm over the moon happy. I have had 8 auditions in the past 2 weeks since signing. Amazing. Positive. Yes. Do it.
One-on-One has been the single most important career tool or thing that has influenced my personal acting career and life in so many ways. And so I just have to say to you out there, if you're questioning, you know, should I keep going? Should I do this? Absolutely do this. My success story here actually starts way back years ago when I was living in New York. I recently just moved out to the West Coast, but lived in New York for about 14 years as an actor. And there was a time there that was pretty dark. I'm sure we've all really experienced that feeling of not knowing what's next, not knowing if you should continue with this. And I was looking for new representation and not really sure like what direction to go and what else to do. And so I decided to audition for one-on-one. And I did one of their agent and manager sessions and went in and put myself out there. And honestly, it was scary. I think that's the one thing that I just want to say is it can be really daunting to get the courage to say, hey, I feel strong enough about wanting to do this that I'm ready to be seen and I'm ready to put myself out there and show them what I've got, because I want this. And just the decision to do that was a big one. But through that manager and agent session, I met my manager. I can't describe to you the feeling of doing my piece and having this instant connection with him. I had never felt like that I was able to have like an honest, vulnerable conversation with someone on the industry side of things, like ever in my career. So I felt seen, I felt validated. It was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. I left the room and was taking the elevator down from the New York studio one-on-one, and I was like trying not to cry because I just was so grateful in that moment to have met him. So he emailed me the next day, we signed, and in the next 3 weeks I was auditioning, got callbacks, and actually booked a national commercial within the first month of signing with them. If I would never have gone out there and actually done the classes, the workshops, I wouldn't have any of this.